Cool beans. Let's, alright, this is the one. 3, 2, 1, bam. What's up? Spice Reynolds here, and I'm coming at you with another video. Am I in frame? Right here, totally in frame. Monitor off, so it's nothing but me and you. So, let's see here. Gonna take a beat. Think about maybe what I'd like to talk about. Not make a beat, take a beat. Okay. Didn't have any unique, fascinating. Actually, I did have a fascinating dream. Skrillex was there. Also, the dubstepproducer.com was there. And he was like in some unique costume that was like, I don't know. It was just a different costume. And I was there too. And but that was in a different setting. Really interesting dream. So anyways, I didn't think about talking about my dreams. But that was fun. Woke, bed's made. I had some leftover barbecue chicken pizza and some cheese bread from coming off my fast. So it was cool. And then I went to Schmaltz and I got a shake and a Big Mac. And yeah, so that's that. I feel very inflamed. Now I'm just, coming off that high with a cup of coffee, or a couple cups of coffee. And I'm farming AFK on RuneScape. Standing in front of my desk, I could definitely go for some organization. My DJ setup is covered in some hats, clothing, and notes in this stretch band. One of these things, And what else is there? That's the current present reality. But what am I actually working towards is the question. What am I aiming to manifest? I don't know. Video a day, whatever comes of that. Cool. I guess I just want to be here too, rather than just sitting, doing nothing. Not really. It's really weird finding like purpose within my beats nowadays, because that's here. As I look, my phone goes off in a notification. So I would like to live in a world where I'm detached completely from notifications, which I guess, you just turn off the phone, put it away, go about your day, and then, there you go. But I don't want to feel dependent on it, so it's really, I guess today, I'll talk about dependencies today. Come up with this philosophy, dependency is weakness. And let me just make sure I'm still going. It is still going, so I don't have to worry about that. Dependency is weakness, so needing something or relying on X, Y, or Z is like a vector for attack for your peace. So, say you can't access your bank account unless you have a phone, so now you need a phone in order to have access to where you're keeping your money at. So now, if your phone goes kaput or something, now you have no access to your ability to manage your money. So that dependency on the phone is a weakness, because one little something, that was an incident, some little whoopsie, goes down, and then all of a sudden, so yeah, so you got this, so I think lessening vectors for attack and depending on yourself, and that's it. It's a very, very, very powerful tool or way of doing things. That's why having stuff that depends on you having a sound internet connection, to me, is kind of iffy, because I'll go up to the cabin sometimes and we don't have internet up there. So maybe, so maybe stuff won't work the way I need it to. Or like I will forget to download something, or like I'll have like say some education program I want to go just study, because I don't have the time and the freedom and the space to do so. But not unless I have a sound internet connection to upload that. So, yeah, dependency is weakness in that sense. Same goes for renting from people, because like, that's never going to be your thing. So it's likely best to just have your own land and a home, and depend on yourself in that sense. But then it's like, oh, well, I'm not at the point where maybe I can afford such a luxury, or I might have to make a compromise to have that. I'd say don't compromise. Cool, just make best of what you can now and work harder. But just, I think, staying aware of the I guess the weakness that comes from dependency is a thing. I don't want to talk about this. I mean, I can't really care about it. I just think about it frequently, because there's often times where something will happen and it'll tickle me. It'll stress me out. It'll challenge me. And I'm like, well, I'm responsible for tolerating this variable in my life. I'm dependent on X, Y, or Z thing, and I accepted that. I'm the one who pulled the trigger on that decision. So now it's my responsibility. So yeah, it can only happen so many times before it becomes this principle, where I'm like, okay, we know. So, yeah, so maybe reduce dependencies in your life, and you'll be strong. You'll be in a stronger position. So, yeah, one big one is depending on having to look at a computer screen. This is the most modern one for me. To be a composer or a producer is depending on a computer screen rather than just understanding the language of music and writing on like paper, and like having a piano nearby and doing everything analog and just separate from a digital audio workstation. There's also, like, I don't know, maybe there's just a different screen I need to get, but or some glasses or something. But like, the reality of the situation is I spend 6 to 8 hours a day in front of a computer screen. So I'm depending on that tool for me to even be able to conjure up the dreams and manifest them. So it's kind of yeah, it's really weird. And I think that like this world we're living in, kind of from the standpoint, from the foundation of dependency is built. So it's like, oh, well, you have this power only if you have the internet, or you have this power only if you have a device to communicate with somebody with, or you have this power if, that if right there, that if is it's a dangerous thing if compounded into a majority of things in your life, because then it's like a domino effect of one little thing. Yeah, it's just like one little thing is breached or stops working, and then it can negatively affect other things, and then it's like, oh, now you have to go repair the hole in the ship while you're trying to sail to your destination. And yeah, so then you have to slow everything down, focus on that, and then in the end you're out of energy, and now you're like, okay, whew, man, we just spent that like 2-week time repairing that hole in the ship, and then you like forget, and you like lose the focus on the direction you needed to go. Maybe you drifted like astray because you prioritized survival. So now it's like, okay, let me just revisit my goals, and hopefully you've written down your goals on some platform that's not like a computer that could have crashed and been like your data all gone. Dependency. Hopefully you wrote them down on a sheet of paper, and you hold them in front of you, and you have a clear vision for them, and then so you have this map to get to your destination. And then, I guess I say hopefully, but no, I mean you have to, because it's your goals. So now the ship's not leaking. You're able to start sailing again. You patched up the issue. You're holding the map before you, and you got your compass, and God forbid you have a compass that's not that's like on an iPhone, and you're on a ship without energy, and you know, so yeah, so making sure you have everything like at the most basic level, so you can keep on keeping on and just keep going towards your goal and your ambition or your dream. It's very critical, because it's like a challenge enough to maintain momentum. So it's like before we even like yeah, we could say no to things that are it's like purchased a dependency. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. Now, how about we just don't accept that kind of a responsibility because it's maybe say not in alignment with our end goal. So, yeah, just thinking aloud right now. Now I'm kind of going in circles though. So dependency is weakness. It's a principle I've adopted, and it's really just taking responsibility for your actions. Because a lot of stuff that might hinder your momentum or your growth or your progress, or a lot of stuff that you might think will aid your growth and your progress, might actually hinder it and be just a dependency. So it might be best if you just cut it out before it grows into some giant tree that you feel like, oh, if I get rid of my phone, now I have to make sure I somehow back up my data onto an external hard drive. So now I gotta make sure I have space on my laptop to be able to take the data from my phone to the laptop, now to the external hard drive. So then I could format my phone, and then I can get rid of it. Because the only way that I can remember all of my past lives and notes to self and practice sessions and things that I've decided were worthy enough to press record upon is if I now depend on this memory device, and I have to purchase more memory to store more ideas and things that I've captured along the way. So I don't know, it adds up. It's just time's not going to take a pause and stop, and then it's like, well, you gotta move faster and stay more ahead of. It's like covering the foundations of like diet, mindsets like meditation, and like exercise, just like the main core like the fundamentals, is very, very critical. And I think journaling should be a very like a habit that we maybe should adopt, if we want to stay more aligned and not have to say carry things in our hard drives. So yeah, dependency is weakness. The less we depend on the more we can coast towards our goals, and yeah, I guess the better we can execute without distraction. Because like, man, the value of not even ever seeing a notification that maybe led to you spending your afternoon now giving somebody a hand or doing something, or just saying yes to something that maybe you should have said no to. Saying no. There we go. Yeah, so that's another strength as well. And I think not even giving the option for distraction is very, very critical. So not living in an environment where there's people that maybe ask things of you on a regular basis, or maybe expect things of you, and then have the audacity or the nerve to get frustrated when you just say no. So, and then it's like, well, what if you just say yes, yes, yes? Now that you're this bendable, malleable yes man that is now spending their time on other people's desires as to what they don't want to as energy that they don't want to spend themselves, because why? Whatever excuse you give, it's not as worthy as, because why? You're trying to leverage my energy and my life and my being for your own gains, for your responsibilities. Go fuck yourself. That's really where that one boils down to. So, yeah, because now what, you're depending on me to take care of your responsibilities, your purchased responsibilities, your adopted responsibilities. No, I didn't sign up for that. If I'm in their environment, I guess I signed up for the notification club. But you know, you can also put a sign on your door. So a lot of stuff maybe has a lot easier of a fix than we think that it may have, such as like turning off the phone, backing up your phone or your data storage, so you don't have to depend on the internet. And then yeah, that's it. I mean, I guess like cleaning your workstation is pretty critical, so you can have that clarity of workflow. Or maybe you wake up to the same setting every day, and then you have that time to just get to it and enter the execution zone. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I want to say. Dependency is weakness, and maybe just say no a little bit more. So yeah, I am kind of exhausting myself, and maybe I delete this whole video and make it a 2-minuter. But alright, I feel like there's enough examples to express how I feel about that. And yeah, that's more videos. What's up? There we go. Less chance that I'll be dead once I'm gone. Immortalization process initialized. Alright, see you guys later.